Welcome. This is Leah McHenry with the Online Musician, and today we are going to talk about Facebook ads and what they can do to build your diehard superfan base like crazy. Like, you are not going to believe what Facebook ads can do for finding your super fans and how that contributes to your passive income. It is pretty amazing, and this is what I am currently doing right now. This is like my major focus that I am really dedicating my time to this year and the upcoming year. I'm going to really perfect this because it's working so well, and there's all kinds of things you can do with it. Before we get started, I'm on my like page right now, so if you wanted to pull up your like page or just take notes, it's all good, or you can just watch. But I hope you have a like page if you don't already. If you don't, you need to start one, and that's a really easy thing to do, and Facebook gives you all the prompts that you need to start a like page. You can't really do a whole lot without having at least that. So you do need one if you're going to do a Facebook ad, and I highly recommend that you do. So before we really get started, I just wanted to first cover, before we do ads, we need to actually set up a few other things first. And the whole idea behind Facebook ads is to find a very highly targeted fan base that is a micro niche. We want to find a micro niche, and the reason is because that is very lucrative. People who like very specific things are usually diehard fans of those specific things because they're usually, I don't know, it involves having a bit of a certain kind of character, a certain kind of person. There's a certain kind of person that loves Lord of the Rings. They love the books and the movies, and it's a different kind of person, that likes, political dramas. It's just a different personality type. Now, you have some crossover there, but a lot of people who like Lord of the Rings also like other shows that are very similar. So what you get is a targeted micro niche, and it's like that with music. We want to narrow down from your umbrella genre and go lower and lower and lower into a smaller category. We want to go deep into that category until we get so specific that you know exactly the kind of person that's going to want to listen to your music. And very likely you're the same way. You like very specific kind of music, and there's certain things that turn your crank and other things that don't. And your fan base and you have something in common there. And if you both like your own music, then you probably have other things in common. So throughout this whole process, you need to be really brainstorming, and I want you to be taking notes and write down, and maybe spend an hour one day and just write out everything you can think of about the kind of person that might like your style of music. So for me, the kind of person that likes my music, they like a lot of different symphonic metal bands, because my umbrella genre is metal, but more specifically it's symphonic metal, and then below that it's female fronted symphonic metal. A lot of people in my genre that listen to symphonic metal, they like, when they get into the female fronted stuff, they like most, they have favorites, and they listen to a lot of female fronted bands, and then a lot of them collect CDs from their favorite female fronted symphonic metal. Now below that, I go even further, and I get into, you have folk metal, you have, I kind of dabble into the Celtic and a little bit of world music, and not a lot of people are doing that. So that's a cool twist that I've got that other people aren't doing. And you have, Gothic, and you have a variety of different things that you can kind of put a spin on it, and all of a sudden it goes from like a bigger genre, a bigger niche, to a very small niche, and it might feel at first like you're kind of maybe ostracizing other fans or isolating yourself from fans, but it's counterintuitive, but it ends up becoming more lucrative, and you get those diehard fans, because the people who like those very small niches are usually all in. They're not halfway, they're all in. They can't get enough of that particular thing. So keep that in mind as we go along here, that everything we're doing is we're wanting to narrow it down and actually get to a smaller amount of highly qualified, targeted people that are going to go crazy for our music, and we're just helping them connect the dots. We're helping them find us. We're attracting them to us, the very people that are already looking for our music. So this is why it's so exciting. Now, before we actually get into the ads part, this first video, we're going to set something else up, because when they click on the ad, they've got to go somewhere to get that free download. This whole thing is centered around giving away some free music in exchange for an email address. And when you get that email, right now, email is currency. Email is money. Email is gold. That email address that you have is a way to contact somebody. It's a way to connect with them. It's like opening the door and walking into their house. That is how valuable email addresses are right now. People are getting more and more wary of just giving it out to anybody. So they, when they give you an email, it's like giving you their trust. And so it's a big deal that they do that. And so they need to go somewhere to get that free download and give you their email. And you also need somewhere to collect email addresses. We're not just going to use our Gmail or our Hotmail or something. We're going to use what they call a CRM, a customer relations management system, or it's just a place to store all your email addresses and kind of send out, newsletters and mass emails that hopefully don't end up in the spam filters. So what we're going to first do before we go on the ads is we're going to pick a service provider that we can set up an opt-in page. It's the page that people go to opt in for your freemium. And we call it a freemium because it's a premium product that's free. And so just freemium makes sense, right? So I really like this one site called Megaphone. I really like it. It's what I use. I also use Lead Pages. That's also a very good company. Megaphone is the simplest to use, so that's why I use it. And they have all kinds of different templates. So I'm just going to log in right now, and I'm just going to show you the back end here. So this is what you see. These are other pages I've created and played around with. Some of them aren't running at all. I just been playing with them. So the first thing you do when you log into Megaphone is we're going to go over here, and you'll see templates, my pages, and my products. The cool thing about Megaphone is that they actually store your digital stuff. So you can store your documents or your music in a zip file or just one song or whatever you're doing. You can store it here, which is really cool. But we want to be on templates. And in templates, you'll see they've got different categories for different pages. And what I like about Megaphone is that everything they have here is very clean and simple. It's minimalistic, and this is what is converting very well. And by converting, meaning getting results, people opting in. It is so 90s, I guess, to find an opt-in page, and it's just littered with text and pictures and buttons and blinging and flashing things. We do not want that. That is so distracting to people, and it's ugly. So what we want to do is find the download tab here and probably get one of these pages. Some of them kind of cross over and you can use them for different things. But for this purpose, we're going to pick a nice clean looking page. And a lot of these are set up for video, and you can definitely experiment with that if you're comfortable on camera, which, we all need to start getting comfortable with camera, whether we've ever done it or not. It's a good idea. But for now, if it's just straight up your music that you're going to offer, you can just pick something like this, and they'll let you, you can preview it. And so it's really plain and simple, it's like, and the reason they have these pre-designed like this is because they work. These are expert marketers who understand everything from sales psychology and design and all of those things, and they've pre-made these outlines. So that's what this preview looks like. So let's just select this template, and we're going to title it, and I'll call it free metal download. That's my music. And this is for my reference, and then we can actually title the page later. I'm just going to show you how to set this up because you can pick any other provider you like, but I'm just showing you this because it's so easy to do. So at the top here, you can actually change this to a custom domain, and I'll show you how to do that later. But this is where we would change our photo. We can actually change the background, I believe. So if you come here on the left-hand side, this is where we would select it with a product. So let's say we have, Celtic music, and I even listed it as free when I put it on the products page. So you would link it to the product that they're going to get. Very important. In the publishing settings. Now, this is your permanent host. This is your URL. They give you a free URL, which is cool. If you want to use a custom domain, they have very good instructions on how to do this. You would purchase a custom domain name, and it could be like your name, or maybe the name of your band with a / like download or something. And if you click on the help, they have all the instructions for how to point a domain name to this page. So it looks nice to have that. It's a nice option to have. And then analytics, if you're into analytics, if you're a tech type of person, you can get a Google code and put that in there. But I don't even bother with that right now. Custom code. This you need to pay attention to, because when we get into the Facebook ads, this right here, this box is where we are going to paste a tracking pixel from Facebook. But actually, I lied. It's not on this page that we're going to do it. This is just a spot. It's going to be on the thank you page is where we do it. But it looks exactly the same as this. So the thank you page is where we want to put it. And the reason is because they're on the other side. They clicked on the ad, they opted in, and the thank you page is the page after they've opted in. So it's going to connect the dots from the thank you page to the ad, and it communicates with Facebook and saying this person went through this process and landed on the other side. So they'll count that as a conversion. And so they went from a cold lead, and now they are a conversion. They're in our email list, and they're getting their download. So that's really awesome. Now, depending on which template you pick, they do give you a few different options. This obviously doesn't look like a music page right now, but I'll show you the one that I did, and it's really not fancy. It's really simple. This is mine. I'm not sure why it's not resizing there, but it actually looks really nice. So what you can do is, let's say we don't want to do this page. Let's try a different template and make it look really nice. So even something like this one, if we were to use this template, we'll just call it demo. So we land on this page, and they do, if you come over here on the left, they do give you the option of changing colors. It's like either this color or this color. So really simple, and the reason they have that is because those are the colors that work. It's what gets people's attention. And you can change the background image as well. They've got different options here for you, which are nice, or you can upload something. So if I just select my background here, it'll upload the file right here, and all of a sudden it looks like pretty stellar. Looks really nice, right? And maybe I'll just change the color to blue. Maybe that's a little better, you know? And then the next thing I would do is you need to brainstorm and think about what you're going to say in this text. And it's going to be simple. For the button, the best thing is to just say download. Download now. Click to download. Click to download, you know. Usually you want your text to say something similar that you said on your Facebook ad, or similar language. You don't want it to be so completely different. And the same goes with the background. It's a really good idea if you can use your background and crop it and modify it to be the exact dimensions that you're going to use in your Facebook ad. And that way there's some uniformity, there's some continuity, and people, they don't feel shocked when they go from your ad and it looks one way and then they go to your website and it looks totally different. You lose their trust with that. If it looks the same and it's the same person and it's the same type of text and the language, they go, oh, okay, I know a little bit too that I can expect the same thing from this person. Therefore, I trust them more. Therefore, I'm going to give them my email and I might buy something from them. So in the headline, and now this is all going to depend on your music, your style, your niche, everything. I'm just going to show you for mine because it's going to be a lot easier for me to do it that way. So I might say, and if it's kind of weird, I might, if it ends up not looking nice, I might try a few different things. You're going to tweak it and tweak it. Sometimes I'll spend like an hour just playing with words, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. That is totally normal. You do not suck if it takes you a while to do this. So I might just go free download. And then I might say more about what the download is here. And I might say a little quick description. Celtic metal music combined with ethereal female vocals to take you to another world. Now, I might play with that, right? That's kind of a line like that is similarly on one of my other pages, and it's working very well. And I get emails from people go, that really did take me to another world. So you can play with that and you can change it. You can come in here and change it anytime. So that's a nice thing. But spend, an hour one day, take a piece of paper and write out all the different headlines that you can possibly think of. Just get it out. Just like get it all out on paper. And then ask a friend and read them all and say, which one sounds the most appealing? Which one would you click on? And you're going to use that even for your ad too. So it's kind of a 2-in-1. You're going to use this in multiple places. And the next thing would be this, enter your email to receive this. Obviously, it's not a free report. And I like to use very casual language. Like I want people to feel like I'm their friend because I am. And I'm giving them something for free. And I'm just going to say like, hey, I'm not going to make it sound all, thou shalt enter your email address. We're not going to be formal here. It's going to be casual. So, might say just enter your email to get your download. Free. Let's enter free because people need to be reminded that it's free. And another thing you can also do if you want to be more fun, and depending on your audience, you might say something like, hell yeah, or yes, please. Or gimme. I've done that before. I get a lot of clicks because it's just kind of fun, right? It's casual and it's like just so not formal. And then you'll see here on the left, we have publishing settings, we have SEO. I don't ever worry about this because you know what? Statistics are showing SEO is mattering less and less and less. It's more about directing very targeted traffic to your website, not random traffic. Random traffic is nice, but you should never rely on random traffic. You want targeted traffic, and you want it kind of in your ball court. So here's form integration. This integration has to do with your CRM or your email provider and where the emails are going. So this is really important, and you have to already have it set up. I use MailChimp. There's lots and lots of different email providers, and they're all good, and they're all pretty awesome. I like MailChimp, and I signed up with them originally because the first 2,000 emails are free. So you don't pay anything until you've collected over 2,000 emails. So that's pretty good. There might be a catch to it, and I'm going to have to double check, but I'm not sure if you can automate emails for free. You might need to upgrade to the basic plan. But either way, I really like their user layout. Maybe I'll do a quick little video on their user layout, but MailChimp is what I use, and you automatically set it up here, and you do that in the settings, and it's really fast. So yes, we want to collect their name, English, and you just save this. And we're not doing anything with custom code. Again, that we'll do it on the thank you, and then if customize, some of them, you can get rid of certain things, but I think we're gonna keep everything here. But they give you some options if you want to get rid of something. It's fine. And share links. I like having share links. I'm not sure where they appear on here yet, but maybe I'll save it and it'll show up. Share links are nice, so that you can just press a button and it'll, share to Facebook or Twitter or whatever. So that's cool. Headline, sales pitch, call to action. We did all this, so that's really cool. And we're done for this. And so this would be your link that you would put in your ad unless you decide to get a custom domain. And in that case, if you go into the publishing settings, if you click on this help button, they give you step-by-step instructions to set up if you've got it with a domain name with GoDaddy or Bluehost or whatever. And it's fairly straightforward. There's always you might come in across a couple little tech issues, but it's really not too big of a deal. They've made it really simple and easy. One other thing is you can, if you click up here on the left, you can rename your page when it's ready to go. And if you click on the preview button, it opens it up right up, and this is what it looks like. Pretty cool. So if we were going to set up our integrations, I just want to quickly show you where that is. It's in your account settings. You would go integrations, and then see they have Aweber, Constant Contact, GetResponse, iContact, Infusionsoft, MailChimp, all these. These are the main email providers, the most popular ones that they integrate with. So I use MailChimp, and you literally click a button, and I think you enter in your account information, and it's done. It's really fast. And I have done this through other companies before, and it was not an easy process. It was confusing, and usually I'm like wanting to pull my hair out a little bit, but this was not bad at all. And they also, what's awesome is they integrate PayPal with this. So when you have your products in here and you literally just upload your file, so if it's your songs, and if you have like 4 or 5 songs or 3 songs, I have 3 songs, and it's kind of a sampler from all my albums. It's a good idea to put it into a zip file. I think that's a good idea, so it's smaller, and then they can download it and get everything. But do what works, and you literally upload it. And if you were to want to sell it at some point, or you want to set up another page where they can purchase everything, you can connect your PayPal here, and they set it up, and they can go through the whole checkout process right in Megaphone. So I really like that about it. It's literally as simple as that. So now what I think we should do is actually quickly set up a thank you page, and I want to show you where we do the tracking pixel. And don't worry about that if you've never heard of that before. We are going to get there. So let's pick a thank you page. I kind of like it to match a little bit, but you know what? Simple is good. So we kind of had a blue background. I don't know. Some of them give you a few options. If all else fails, actually, we could probably use this, and I might be able to change the background. A lot of these you can change the background on. Yeah, we'll just pick this one for now, and we'll say demo thanks. And so we always want to send people to a thank you page that tells them what's going to happen next, and thanks for signing up, and you're awesome, and I hope you enjoy your downloads, and you can download here or look for an email, and I'll show you how to do that as well. So the first thing, I don't really put my logo because I don't think people care about my logo, and that's not how you brand yourself. By the way, all of the marketing training I've taken, I've learned that branding is not a logo. That is not your logo. A lot of people will recognize over time, but you have to have millions of dollars in advertising and being put in front of people's faces every single day over a period of years or decades before they're just going to recognize you as, oh, that logo, Coca-Cola or whatever it is. They don't care about logos. They care about what they get, what's in it for them. So I think I can get rid of this logo. Oh, I know where it is. It is in Customize. So you click on Customize, hide logo. That's what I'm going to do because I really don't. And I'm even going to hide that footer. So what I might even do is I can change my background image. I think what would be cool is if I could have the same background as I had on my download page. And then it's even more streamlined and like, oh, looks the same again. Wow, this is like the same person, believe it or not. And it's funny, but it just builds trust. I don't know. It just does. So this download now, so you can go, here's your free songs. And they can either click here and get the download instantly, or you can I think you can even take away the button. If you want to control this all through your automated email that they're going to get and you don't want it to do it here, I think you can take away the button. Yep, you can take away the button and then they'll just get it in their email through you. So it depends on exactly what you want to accomplish. This seems pretty easy to do if you just want to do this now. And for the copy, I think I would just say, not you're signed up. You know what? People don't like feeling like they're signing up to something, but I might say, awesome. And then, I mean, I'm just playing here, but I might say, you're about to hear, or you're about to experience blah, 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 something. So they know what they're about to get. And I will tell them, you know, what it might do for them. Like, so you can just, oh, it wants me to write something there. But anyways, and then you can say here, let's say you're not going to do it through this button, you're going to do it through your email management system. You could say, be sure to check your email or your inbox. This is something new that I'm doing because a lot of people who sign up are sometimes not getting their songs. Whether they click here and they get an extra email, they're not getting it. And the reason is because a lot of people are using Gmail. I use Gmail, but the inboxes, the spam bots, are a little overzealous right now. And it's like they're on crack a little bit, and they're throwing emails that are not spam into spam, and they're putting it in the promotions folder. So what we want people to do is not freak out if they don't get their email right away or they don't see it as soon as they check, and just tell them, be sure to check your inbox, and if you use Gmail, check all your tabs and drag the email to your primary, your primary tab. And that way, when they do that, they're also telling Gmail that they want to see you in their inbox on the first tab all the time, and to not put it in the promotions folder or the spam folder. So, you know, you can just give them a little instruction and what they're to expect and what you want them to do so that they don't miss it. Now, over here is, remember where we were talking about custom code? We want to click on this, and when we go over to the Facebook ads, I'm going to leave this window open, and when we go over to Facebook ads, we're going to copy code from our tracking pixel that Facebook is going to generate for us, and we're going to put it in this box right here. And it's literally just copy and paste and then save. And we put it on the thank you page because it means they've already clicked on the ad, they've put in their email address, and they're through and they're on the other side. And that little code tells Facebook that that person went through our ad. And so they will call that a conversion. So if they clicked on the ad and they went to our page, but they didn't opt in and they say they were clicking on our page, maybe they filled in their information, but they never clicked the button and they didn't go through with it, that's not a conversion. It's only a conversion if they went all the way through it and they got their email and they've landed on this thank you page. So that is conversion, and this is how we are going to explode our diehard fan base, and it's all in how we do the targeting. And this involves a lot of work on our end, just in knowing ourselves, knowing our music, knowing exactly what we're trying to convey and who wants to listen to it. And that can take a little bit of research and sometimes a lot of research, but it's okay because it's good. There's nothing bad that can come out of that except a lot of sales. That's the worst thing that can happen, is you're going to know exactly who's wanting to hear your music. So this is the first step. I would say before we start our ads, we need this opt-in page and we need an email service provider. And one last thing I wanted to show you about these pages is make sure when you upload your product, you just click on upload new product, and you would name it free music. And let's pretend you have a zip file. You would go here and you would attach your file. And then what's really cool about Megaphone is that, I mean, yes, you could put a price, but we're just going to check the free product. So I love that. Save. And then obviously they want me to attach something. So that's where that's going to be. And then when we go back onto my pages and we want to go to the thank you page where we're going to upload the actual, we're going to connect it with the product. So over here, you'll see it says product, and right now there's nothing. And this is where we're going to select, free music. Cool. Done. We are done. That's a very important step. All right, awesome. We will see you on the next video. We're going to talk about MailChimp and how to connect these two and how to just basically set up an autoresponder. And then we're going to actually launch into the Facebook ads and how to target your micro niche. See you soon.